Hello everybody, it is I, your favorite VTuber Android Airhead, and I am back with more Ace Attorney Dual Destinies Phoenix Wright, chapter 3. Yeah, it is 3, actually. So, to recap. Apollo, Phoenix, and Athena all went to Athena's school back when, after she graduated, I guess, to see a mock trial because Phoenix had to be a guest lecturer and all that. And then someone actually died. So, also, apparently the death is in line with a murder that they wrote for the mock trial, so now it's going to be an actual trial. Anywho, yeah, no, that about sums it up. Hey, Zenith! Welcome to the stream, how you doing? Alright, also, yeah, Gavin's back. Kristoff, wait, no, Kristoff, it's, wait, shit. Hold on. I kind of forgot which one he was. I know his brother's also there. Flavier, that's it. The good one. The one that didn't kill someone. Alright. So, what are you doing here, Prosecutor Gavin? I'm here for the same reason as your boss. To give a lecture in the training seminar. So he's the famous prosecutor they invited. And I have another crucial role to play. The Cabinets are getting back together for a one-time special performance. Even though the guitarist is in jail? Even though you guys disbanded? Which was a shame, by the way. Really. Yeah, I know how much you adored our music, our forehead. Anyway, I studied abroad in Germany to get my badge early, but I did graduate from here. Wait, so that performance Junie mentioned? I see you've already heard about that. One student representative was selected to sing with us on stage. And the stage was supposed to look like this tomorrow. Yeah, that's where they had the statues of Phoenix and Gavin there, yeah. I'm just finishing cleaning before I sit down and watch Best Gamer. Oh yeah, thanks! Good to have you as one of the best viewers ever. Hey Lomas, welcome to the stream, how you doing? This guy's back. Alright. 2 big banners and a pair of wicked statues. This is just an illustration, but it's not half bad. Wicked statues? Oh wait, are these supposed to be you and Mr. Wright? Bingo, Fräulein! And they were so big and magnificent too! What a terrible waste. But the worst part of this whole thing is... my long-awaited reunion with my mentor never came to pass. Wait, don't tell me your mentor was... Professor Court. She was the one who taught me how to think about the law. Yeah, Court is the one that died. I should probably clarify. Oh hey, Lovich, I know you like big muscly wrestler guys. And I was thinking yesterday about how like everyone I've heard of named Dio is evil. Look up Dio from Final Fantasy VII. You will fucking love Dio from Final Fantasy VII. Anyway... well, you learn to do tricks on a train, beat mom, and figure out who Zero is 1 week. Will we figure out who the murderer is today? There's a... at this point, by all means, why not? Maybe I'll even finish the trial today. Probably not, because that'll probably take at least like 8 hours, but you know what? I'll give it a shot. Let's go. So, Constance Court was your professor here at the academy? She may have taught the judge course, but she had a huge impact on me. She was fond of saying, the end is only justified through proper means. She wouldn't tolerate dishonesty and always revered what was right beyond all else. I can feel Prosecutor Gavin... I forgot I was playing a woman. Alright. I can feel Prosecutor Gavin's sadness. Oh no, I think I'm gonna cry. Sniffle. My head hurts so bad, someone slammed the door square. Oh, damn. Sorry to hear that. Well, I guess sit down a while or lay down? I'm not really sure what you do for hips, but, well, hope you get better soon. Tina, are you tearing up? No, I can't blame you. Prosecutor Gavin knows a lot of who he is to Professor Court. Oh yeah. Date everything. Oh yeah, I think as Lobach, have you talked about date everything? Because I feel like at least Zenith has mentioned that, but I forgot if you have too. But yeah, that sucks. Sorry to hear that you got a door slammed into you. So, as you can see, we are both joined in purpose, so to speak, yeah? Now, let's rock this place hard. Huh? I don't follow. Let's rock what? Forget already, Airfoid? I said I'd help you. I said I'd help you explain the mock trial. We're going to reprise it right here in the lecture hall. It might help us catch our killer. Oh yeah, I do need to playdate everything. I've heard very good things about that. Plus, just the concept of it, I feel like is really strong. Alright. October 24th, Themis Legal Academy, 3F Lecture Hall. So Athena's the witness. I guess. Right, the stage is ready. And you, Airfoid, ready to rock? No, the defense is not ready to rock. You saw the actual mock trial earlier, right? Just relax, you'll do fine. Besides, we have the script right here. Junie's masterpiece? The one everyone's been talking about? Answer's a really angry woman, Zen, that's who. Damn. Ugh, sorry to hear that. Something small they do is that all the objects have the voice acted on the profile. Oh, that's really cool, I like that. Yeah. Yeah, and there's only one in existence. I borrowed it, if you will. Now, Fräulein, we'll need you to play the part of defendant and judge as per the script. Okay, got it. I've only read the case outline so far. I don't know how it actually turns out, so I'll treat this like I'm prosecuting a real case. You, Airforehead, will play the part of a fledgling lawyer, a role you were born to play. All the evidence is also here with us. We have everything we need to reprise the mock trial. Très bien. Let's get started. Defendant/Judge Athena Sykes is psyched and ready to rock. Court is now in session for a reenactment of the mock trial. Or what I'd like to call the mock trial. So something you guys talking about, the body's amazing, face doesn't do it for me. Okay, I get it, yeah. Yeah, I figured him being like a big buff wrestling guy would be up your alley. Okay, I guess not entirely though. I got it. You'd rather he have the face of a fox, right? Based on that one guy in Ace Attorney. The Amazing Ninetales. Yeah, a double mockery perhaps, but a trial is still a trial. Achtung, baby! It's no holds barred. Let's rock! Aw, can't we take it easy today? It may just be a mock of a mock, but there's only one way to compete. You play to win. So remember, each time I catch you slacking off, I'm holding you in contempt of court. Great. The judge that voices their own objections and abuses her judicial powers. Alright, let's see. Now then, Prosecutor Gavin, your opening statement, if you please. You got it, Fräulein Judge. Our case is set in a school very much like this one. It is this one, but for argument's sake, we're saying it isn't. The victim, a professor, female. The defendant, an archery club member, also female. Oh me, oh my, I'm innocent! Innocent, I tell you! That's some seriously bad acting, Fräulein. Hey, fuck you, I was trying my best. Anyways, the victim's body was discovered in the middle of the quad. Okay, but the issue is that doesn't look cuddly enough. Oh, no, I get you, yeah. I understand what you're talking about, yeah. Here's a shot of the crime scene. Ironically, it was Professor Court who posted the corpse. Airforehead, how did the mock trial participants react to this photo? Mr. Newman was surprised by what Professor Court was wearing. He reacted with, oh, the green sweatsuit. It's not exactly what I would pick to focus on, so why would he care about that? Too much of a fledgling to know what's important, Satvan. In any case, both in the mock trial and the actual case, Professor Court was wearing a sweatsuit. Moving right along. Hey, wait a sec. The body was discovered in the same area as the mock case, although there was a stage. Plus, the murder weapon, an arrow, and the lack of blood are also the same. That's right. And therein lies the significance of this mock trial. So let's keep rocking it hard just like that. Before the crime occurred, the defendant was to meet with the victim in the quad. Let's see here. When I arrived at our meeting place, I found the professor with an arrow in her stomach. But it wasn't me. I didn't kill her. You don't have to ham it up like that, Athena. It's called getting into character, forehead. Don't be such a wet blanket. Look at once. How did she die from that? Maybe... I don't know, maybe just hit her at the wrong angle or hit an artery and she went into shock or something? Remember, there's no blood at the scene, so it's possible she bled out elsewhere and then they just moved her there. Or that she just got shot in the stomach with an arrow and died, I guess. The stomach is pretty vital, but I agree that it's not necessarily inherently fatal. Kind of like getting shot in the heart, that's like, you're probably dead on the spot. Getting shot in the stomach, it's like, okay, there's something you can probably do there. Right, let's see. Oh, yeah, then Hugh said... A frail co-ed used her bare hands to stab her professor with an arrow? I don't think so. At the time of the murder, a male student was seen holding a bow in the archery club room, which has a clear view of the quad. He shot the arrow into the victim before my client even got there. Nein, Herr Forehead. That faint swagger does not suit you in the least. Order! 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 Especially you, Mr. Justice. Me? I was just trying to get into, like Mr. Eurorocker said. Yeah, you would have a minute. Maybe it was like... I don't know, we don't really know the situation that led to her death, so it's possible she didn't die instantly. Prosecution's rebuttal. Someone could also be bad translation, or someone's belly is pretty much the same in Japanese. That is true, but based on the photo we have, it was actually in her stomach. So there's that. Let's see. Prosecution's rebuttal. So the victim was shot from the archery club room before the meeting even took place. Hence, the defendant could not be the killer. It seems to be the defense's assertion. Prosecutor Gavin, do you have any objections? The autopsy report notes that the edges of the victim's wound were unusually ragged. Could such physical trauma possibly result from an arrow shot from a bow? 9! I believe the victim was impaled with the arrow by hand. Post-mortem. That's also a possibility. It wasn't the arrow that killed her. In short, the real murder weapon was not the arrow at all. I should know better than question 8's turns, whatever goes lots, but still makes you think. That is true. It is worth mentioning. When Robin was prosecutor, he had a tough time determining the real murder weapon. Well, he's just a student, a warm-up act, while I am the real deal, the headliner, so to speak. The true murder weapon was most likely the oar that was left in the art room. In all, what's that? I mean, hoot hoot? I mean, in all, you say, what might that be? It's a kind of tool used for poking holes in paper, wood, and other materials. It's kind of like an ice pick. I have a photo here if you're interested. Gross, it's all bloody up to the handle. Please tell me it's just paint. Most likely, Fräulein. Pretty realistic, yeah? Let's pretend it's real blood for now. Javier's really fine to be a lawyer. That's why he's also a rock star. Or, formerly. He disbanded his band after, well, his guitarist got arrested for murder. So there's that. But that was also, you know, that's a whole other thing. Don't worry about that. The defendant's prints were lifted from the murder weapon. Furthermore, traces of the victim's blood were discovered in the art room. That's where I believe the murder actually took place. So the question is, how did the body get from the art room to the stage? The body was moved by cart? I don't know. The matter took place in the third floor art room, but the body was found in the quad. Lavier's a retired boy band lead. He had to be an absolute sex icon. Oh, totally. Yeah, he's probably one of those rock stars that had like underwear thrown at him from like the mosh pit. You know those? That's like, I guess it's like an older rock star thing at this point, but you know. It must have been quite a chore moving the body all that way. Not at all. This is a maintenance area and storehouse right outside the art room. And the cart used to carry balls around was found there. Oh, I think I've seen one of those before. That's a pretty big one. A jumbo, yeah? Big enough to fit a person. Or a body in it. Well, a person is a body, so that's, yeah. The defendant drops the body from the art room windows and moved it with the cart. That is how a high school girl could easily move a body all by herself. You don't say! A body dropped from 3 stories up would show signs of massive blunt force trauma. Objection! I don't know how he feels about boxers being thrown at him instead of panties, though. Hey, you know, I'm sure he'd be at least flattered, I guess. Oh, your undergarments that ought to be thrown like that. Hey, you know, you just ball it up and you throw it, you know? It may be true, but you fail to account for the large high jump mat in the storehouse. A body dropped onto such a mat would show no signs of blunt force trauma. Yikes. It's almost scary how similar this whole case is to the mock trial proceedings. Quite the crafty killer. In an attempt to cast suspicion on the archery club, they moves the body to the quad where it would be an easy shot from the club room. Then the killer fakes a murder weapon by inserting an arrow into the O's stab wound. Sounds like he has only high praise for Junie's script. Or was it Athena that said that? I keep getting that. It was really crusty. Yeah, let's not talk about that part. Was there any further arguments from the defense? Nope. It seemed like the teacher who was playing the judge was satisfied, too. Time for the finale, then. Your verdict, if you will, if you please, Fräulein Judge. Huh? Oh, right, that's me. Very well. This court finds the defendant, Juniper Woods. Oh, wait a second. Even if this is just a mock trial of a mock trial, I don't want to declare Junie guilty. Yeah, perhaps that's not such a good idea. Let's end our mock trial here. Besides, it's about time I get back to my investigation. Thanks, you two. A little run-through of the mock trial cleared up quite a few things. Mock trial script added to the court record. Achtung, baby! The prosecution's already got a witness sized up too. That was quick. Prosecutor Blackwell's almost too good. You're sure in a helpful mood today, Prosecutor Gavin. Well, like I said, I just want to catch whoever killed Professor Court. And there's no reason for me to start butting heads with you two. Anyway, I won't say goodbye, as I'm sure I'll be seeing you later. I always thought prosecutors were all a rather scary bunch, but Prosecutor Gavin seems pretty nice. Yeah, he's not so bad as prosecutors go. Have the child search see how stretchy Clavier's ponytail. It seems like the time to have a bungee cord for hair. Yeah, it's like, the way it's coiled up means it must be able to, like, stretch further, right? Like one of those, like a slinky. We should get back to investigating, too. We don't have nearly enough information yet. And we also have to tell Mr. Wright that we accepted Junie's case. Right. Looks like we have our work cut out for us. Let's see. Let's go back to the crime scene. I think we got all we could there, but... Hey, what do you think you're doing? The crime scene is off limits to students. I'm no student. I'm a lawyer. Yeah, right. Just because you're in law school doesn't mean you're a lawyer. That is true, but not in this case. You should see what she did to the last cop who said something like that to her. Are you threatening an officer of the law? Yikes, no, it's not a threat, it's more like a friendly warning. I love Apollo's expression right now. Guess we should go before I get myself arrested for assaulting an officer. Again. Okay, so not right now then. Hallway, what do we got? October 24th, Themis Legal Academy, 1F hallway. Ah, Mr. Wright! Ah, right, I forgot he's talking to Zeus. I heard they arrested your friend, Juniper. Yeah, Detective Fulbright just took her in. I refuse to believe that one of our students is capable of murder. We must prove her innocence by any means necessary. The end justifies the means. Professor Court said the exact opposite of that, but... What do you mean the end justifies the means? I, Professor Means, always say what I mean and mean what I say by all means. I just noticed something. One, how do his glasses fit in his nose? And two, how does he see anything through them? Well, I heard the most perfect reaction to any of this bullshit, yeah. Here at our esteemed academy, we train our students to produce meaningful results. Actually, I feel like I have this voice way too similar to what the voice I have for Fulbright. What voice do I want to use for him? Oh. Here at our esteemed academy, we train our students to produce meaningful results. You believe in Juniper's innocence, do you not? Of course I do! Junie wouldn't even hurt a fly. Ah! Precisely. We have justice on our side. The only other thing we need are results. It is the height of folly to endanger your client by failing to pursue all means possible. Means being angry is like staring into the eyes of Cthulhu. Instant madness and fear. I get fear from seeing him smile. Those are just for show. He's wearing contacts. Yeah, I believe it. Sure I want to prove her innocence, but I don't like the sound of that. The end justifies the means part. Yeah, this guy's the killer. I don't know why, but like that, the one thing, the fact that he says the opposite of what she says, like when the victim, like that feels kind of suspicious to me. Well, you are still young and idealistic. It's no wonder you fail to see the wisdom therein. There is but one thing to do now. I must personally take up Juniper's defense. You're going to take her case, Professor Means? I may be a professor, but I am still licensed to practice law. In fact, I have even battled Professor Court in court. No kidding. So you guys were rivals or something? No, nothing of the sort. She was an esteemed colleague at the academy and in court. You see, both Professor Court and I graduated from this academy at the top of our class. Wow. I bet they both used to really bring it. I suppose he has a fat forehead. You could generally play tic-tac-toe on that without being an exaggeration. Oh, on his forehead? Yeah, the very tall forehead and no eyebrows. Unless those shadows above his eyes are his eyebrows and not like just the shadow of his eyes. It's hard to tell how recessed his eyelids are, you know? Now, if you would excuse me, I had best go discuss the case with Juniper. Professor Means, please wait. I didn't want to say anything, but Apollo and I already agreed to take her case. It's true. Juniper is counting on us to prove her innocence. Really now? You two? And when were you planning on telling me? Right now, actually. Sorry, boss. I know we should have asked first, but... relax. Your friend was just hauled away in front of your eyes. Sometimes you just have to make snap decisions. And I think you made the right one. Oh, wonderful. Very well, Athena Sykes. Let me ask you just one thing. As a lawyer, what is it that you treasure beyond all else? Ha! That's an easy one, Professor. seeking justice for my clients. Well, if you'll frame your student and then pretend to try and defend her innocence so you can keep them from proving their innocence. Exactly, yeah, it's also why he'd want to be her defense lawyer, so that way he can make sure that she goes guilty for it.
What a wonderful answer. Juniper must be overjoyed to have a friend such as you. As her professor, I too shall do whatever I may to help her. And if you decide to take the end justifies the means strategy, come see me at once.
Let's hope it never comes to that.
Now, if you will excuse me.
Well, time's a-wasting. Better start investigating, and fast. But first, how about I tell you everything I know so far? Yes, please! Doesn't look like he has eyelashes either, it's so strange. Yeah, he's like a statue. Which I think is kind of the point, but, you know. Have you learned anything new about the case? Actually, I ran into Prosecutor Gavin, and he told me something interesting. Seems the murder took place in the art room. There's traces of a large pool of blood there. Wait, traces of a large pool of blood, or there was a large pool of blood? There's two different things there. So the police believe the body was moved from there to the stage. What? Really? Just like the mock trial again! The police are searching the art room, but whether they'll find anything... Well, what? Come to think of it... Let's do our own crime scene investigation before it gets too crowded around here. Huh? Are we even allowed to do that? It's no big deal, as long as we leave it exactly like we found it. Plus... No, never mind. It's not like the doctor from DVD. Oh, is that like the, they got like the cheeks spread out and that's like the thing some dentists have where they're like, they have the thing where your cheeks spread out and then like, you just show like your teeth with like no lips. You know what I mean? Like I don't know how to describe it more than that, but like they pull your cheeks side to side, then you're like forced into a smile and then like it just shows your teeth. Now, where was I again? But there's really no need to talk about it right here, right now. I want you two to find out for yourselves. When I'm doing watching crime dramas or anything like that, I love writing them. It's such a strange thing for me to do. No, I get it, yeah. I don't really watch crime dramas much either, but like, when it comes to like mystery games like this and Danganronpa, I get a kick out of it. I like it. Okay, that's exactly what it was. Okay, yeah, good. Alright, glad I could convey the information properly. Convey my vision, so to speak. So, were you shocked by your conversation with Professor Means? Oh, I guess so. Actually, that was pretty shocking. The Dark Age of the Law. I'm sure you've heard those words before.
But I'll teach you what they really mean.
Sure, a number of times. Prosecutors file false charges and lawyers fight back by fabricating evidence. There's a lot of that going around these days. But the question is, how is it related to the case at hand? Training students to produce results. That is the school's policy. Well, that in and of itself isn't a bad thing. Right, as long as those results come by fair and honest means. Oh, but what was it that Professor Means said? The end justifies the means? Oh, I've talked to French people with ADHD that hardly understand proper English. I'm good at reading the incomprehensible. Good, because most of what I say is horrifically, I guess unintelligible would be the term I was gonna say illiterate, but that's for reading. And for me, it's speaking, so it'd be incomprehensible, I think. Oh, but what was it that Professor Means said? The end justifies the means? Oh, the sky is evil now. To survive the Dark Age of the Law, you must use any means necessary. Fabrication of evidence and false charges are unavoidable in the quest for results. That's what they're preaching here at Themis Legal Academy. But what'll happen to our legal system if results are all that matter anymore? Relax. It's just a rumor. I'd take it with a grain of salt if I were you. Oh, that's a relief. Get me going there for a minute. Actually, a clean speaker when you're not trying to kind of like Mikey from TMNT, but with words. Yeah, no, I get it. That's actually a really good comparison. The way I speak French. Oh, nice. Wait a second. What if Mr. Wright examined the victim's body for a reason? Maybe he was worried someone might actually tamper with the evidence. Oh, there we go. I think that about wraps up what I know so far. The fact that this case closely resembles Miss Woods' script is obviously important. Knowing that, you should probably try and identify what's the same and what's different. Okay, I'll try talking to as many people as I can on campus. The maintenance area. October 24th, Themis Legal Academy Maintenance Area. So this is the maintenance area. Let's see. During the mock trial, Prosecutor Gavin said that the art room is right above here on the 3rd floor. And that the body was dropped from there onto a high jump mat from the storehouse. Right. And then he claimed that the body was transported to the stage in a ball cart. And then... There's someone else here. Hey, it's Robin! I forgot what voice I did for him, but I feel like it was something like, "Oh, he's gonna cover!" Yikes! Right back at you! So, what are you doing out here?
I'm working as like I'm strong enough to save Jumper! I'm so worked up my training base with the fight to serve!
Oh, right. The girl you like got arrested, so you're psyching yourself up to rescue her? Even though she's into Apollo later on in the future?
Yes, because I'm a man. Well, that's why I got my memory verse.
Except that I hear some discord in that manliest of men's voice of yours. I don't mean to be rude, but can't you talk without shouting?
Sir! I want to shout as much as all possible, that is.
Which is not at all possible by the sound of it. So do you mind if I ask you some questions as Junie's lawyer?
No problem, Muscular! You're going there!
Ouch, my ears ache already. Tell me about yourself, Robin. Where's Batman? Robin, could you tell me a little more about yourself?
You want to remember me? I was there to remember the Fine Arts Club!
The Fine Arts Club?
The Fine Arts Club?
Okay, I already read this part, so that was in the past. Newman looks like he's either constantly shitting himself or going Super Saiyan, hard to tell. Could be both. Maybe that's how he gets to be Super Saiyan. You ever seen that video where it's like anyone can be Super Saiyan and the guy just like screams a lot and like rips his shirt in half? That was a weird video, but it's funny. Say, did you create those stage statues by any chance?
You better put my blood on everything in those things, man.
It must have been terrible seeing them all smashed up like that.
Yeah, I go spend a quarter of a little day, you know.
What do you mean?
Best quarters of the Fight Club provides her. She was all about truth and beauty, man. She always does the good results. True, that. I always see the truth that means for the worthwhile results.
Yes, I'm totally on your guys' side. She must have been an incredible woman. Wait, I could have sworn Athena went to school here, but I guess maybe not. Huh, never mind. Eesh, and you call me loud when I practice my chords of steel. Oh right, Athena went to Europe. I forgot about that. Imagine if the human version of Super Saiyan has gray hair instead of blonde, he'd be strong but also very old. I think that's just called aging. Super aging.
Oh man, why not do the prosecutor corps? I mean, how am I supposed to do it without studying the prosecutor?
Don't worry, I'll clean her Junie's name. You'll see.
They always had a dream. That's where we're gonna have to go. Let's get away. Okay, we're gonna put an arrow cover, man.
Wow, you guys swore to do that?
But ruin it.
School rule? Which one?
Even with a prior conviction by holy offense, there won't be allowed to graduate from this stupid holy school.
Wait, prior conviction, what? A tough legal academy with even tougher rules. Junie will never become a judge unless I can prove her innocence. But also, we've been in the future. I don't think she's a judge in the future either. Regardless. And we're pretty sure she didn't kill the guy, or the lady, so... Someone with gray hair goes Super Saiyan. Was it blonde or would it be white? I think it'd be blonde still just because it's always... Actually, now that I think about it, I don't know. Huh. I guess the only characters that have gone Super Saiyan have had, like, black hair, so... What is with people in this world breaking hundreds of dollars in valuable pottery? Oh, yeah, you can't make a omelet without breaking a few pots, I guess. And if I fail, the three of them will never realize their dream. It's like someone put pressure on my pressure. Let's see. So Junie was supposed to wear the Lemire outfit, I think. That costume with fluorescent paint. This is gonna come up later, I guess. But silver with yellow or tint to it, or go Ultra Instinct. Oh, it's true. Ultra Instinct could also be a thing, I guess, because that does turn your hair white. Or at least it did for Goku. A body with a protruding arrow is found in the quad. Let's ask him about this.
Well, deja vu, man. It's like you all say some near victory again. But no, the final showdown was canceled because of that murder. This topic
sure seems to strike a raw nerve. Hope it doesn't come between you guys.
You're getting our friendship? It's like a diamond, only tougher. It's like a powder keg before a spark.
Wouldn't that make it blow up?
It's like the calm before the storm.
In other words, it's under a lot of pressure and ready to blow at any moment? Huh. Actually, wait. Hugh O'Connor, Hugh, mock trial again. Let's see about this. Does he know about this?
You make that? I'm gonna come for you.
I think I'll pass in the kiln firing this time. You dodged the bolt there.
Whoa, check out the badge!
What do you think? Nice and shiny, huh?
Yeah, it's awesome! Plating ever starts to peel again, spit off, let me fix it for you.
Really? Thanks!
No problemo! I'll have some primo clay and glaze ready because it's the case.
Wait, what does clay have to do with my badge? Here's a shitty cook. Break pots to make an omelet. Well, I never said it was a good omelet. I just said, you know, it might taste a little bit chalky, but you know what? You can't make chalk without breaking a few omelets. Let's see. Actually, wait. Can I talk to him at the mock trial? No. Can I present him with anything that makes sense? Don't put it in the kiln. Alright. Oh, how about this?
Oh, the paper!
So, Robin, is this article true?
The author of that article has been gunning for the three of us for some reason. If we're nothing but trash article, we'll all remember.
Maybe the author just wants your attention?
No way, man. The venom of those articles way for all that.
I wonder. Depends on what variant of you are talking about. Master Ultra Instinct is what turns your hair white. That is true. Yeah. Ultra Instinct Omen just makes your hair kind of like shiny, I guess, or like it's got streaks. I kind of forgot. More like you just kind of glow a little bit. Why is it chalk in the omelet? What are you feeding people? I told you break a few pots to make an omelet. It turns into chalk a little bit. Picture you freezing omelets just so you can break them. Yeah. You smash them like plates. Which you then put into the omelets. It all goes full circle. Let's see, can we... Nope, nothing there. Huh. Can I go here now? Maybe. October 24th, Themis Legal Academy Outdoor Stage. I thought the area was cordoned off. Hey, the police are discussing something over there. Oh, I know. I'll just quietly sneak over for a listen. Here goes. Ah, Athena, watch where you're... Hmm? Snake? Ouch! Who put this stupid box here? Wait, eek! Apollo, this box, there's... What now? There's someone or... something inside! Don't let it be a snake! Oh, that actually was a Metal Gear reference. You morons just blew my cover. Ice cream almost is what Canadians eat on a regular basis. Isn't that just water? What the? There really is someone inside. That someone is me, Miriam Scuttlebutt. And I'm a senior in the judge course. What's with the box? It's the fate of we who live in the shadows. There's a very good reason why none may see my face by the light of day. Wait, if you're taking the judge course, did you write a mock trial script too? You really want to see my script that bad? This is just solid steak, holy shit. Yeah, I think it's a woman based on the skirt, so there is that, but like... that was actually just a Metal Gear joke, huh? His name is what, Scuttlebutt? I think it's a girl, and I think it's Miriam Scuttlebutt. Yeah, it's hell of a name, truly. Well, you better watch out. Read it without my permission and you'll wish you hadn't. Who cares? I'm sure it was rejected for a good reason. The culprit has a twin brother named Liquid. And then also, he has another twin brother named Solidus, which makes them triplets. Also, they're all clones. Oh, so you're studying to be a judge too? You must be classmates with Juniper. Are you a friend of hers? Juniper? Sure. She's my friend. That's why I'm gathering info. Now, tell me all you know. You know, for tomorrow's trial. For tomorrow's trial? What are you talking about? I'm going to take the stand, naturally. That is a woman's voice. I don't want to know what she's been smoking. I mean, I think it's not a woman's voice, but I'm making it a woman's voice. So the witness for the prosecution is some weirdo in a cardboard box? Cock. Cock. This disguise is how I get my scoops. Why are you sweating? Ugh. The box is even turned a little yellow. But you're right, it's me. So tell me everything you know for Juniper's sake. Wait a second, Miriam. Repeat what you just said. A lawyer with brains as bad as his ears. Poor Juniper. I'm taking the stand tomorrow. Tell me everything you know for Juniper's sake. Clear enough for you this time? I thought so. Athena, my bracelet's reacting. Really? That means a lie already? That was quick. There's no escaping it. I can't perceive you. Here's what we're gonna do. Me and my boys are gonna fuck you up. I rolled a 1, I rolled a 1. Fuck. Hold on, where are the eyes? Gotcha! Yeah, like the eyes shook a little bit. I figured it would be the eyes because you can't really see much else on this box. Miriam, your unease is betrayed by a little habit of yours. Think you can see through me with your silly little guesses. Oh, yeah, so Apollo has this weird ability where he can see when someone has a tell when they're lying, which makes his body tense up, and the bracelet he has reacts to his body temperature rising, which tightens it, which lets him know that the person has a tell that they're lying. And Athena can see their emotions with her little, like, special AI necklace thing. And Phoenix has a Magatama crystal that can let him see the locks people place on their psyche to prevent information from getting out, and lets him break them in order to reveal information. And they're all lawyers, not magicians, though Apollo is descended from magicians, so there is that. Think you can see through me with your silly little guesses? You're wasting your time. My box is impenetrable. Nobody sees the real me. Gah, I blew that one. Oh, I fucked up. You're completely boxed in now, Miriam. And Apollo's power is like a box cutter with x-ray vision. Prepare to be exposed. Don't exaggerate, Athena. I'm a lawyer, not a superhero. Okay, so I was wrong, actually. First game, I had no idea there was sci-fi stuff. A lot of it was added from the second game onwards. Let's see. Is it in her hands? It's arguably a little more magic than it is sci-fi, but, let's see. Huh. There it is. That's strange. You suddenly tightened your grip when you said, "for Juniper's sake." It's like you subconsciously tensed up because you're lying. Cock. Well, that's a pretty cool little freak out effect. What are you talking about? When did I ever lie? Okay, then let me ask you this. Why were you selected as a witness? That's an easy one. I'm the editor-in-chief of the Themis Herald. I know everything there is to know around campus, even the darkest of secrets. Editor-in-chief, huh? Pretty impressive. Yeah, well, it's a lonely one-woman operation. I do it all myself, from reporting to editing to publishing. Still impressed? Sure. I'm a perfect storm of journalism because I bring it all to the table. And this is the evidence. Here. I do like that. That's pretty cool. What's this box made of? Stretchiest box I've ever seen. I've seen, like, what Love Box can handle. I want to say it's, like, it's gotta be something like rubber, right? That's the only thing that can handle the stretch. A big rubber box that vaguely looks like cardboard. An extra edition of the Themis Herald, published to coincide with the mock trial. Themis Herald added to the court record. Thanks, Miriam. You revealed who you truly are. Someone who's never had Junie's best interests in mind. What? Are you questioning our friendship? Yeah. Look, you may want answers, but no can do. Because what you're saying conflicts with this piece of evidence. Wait, I fucked up. You just gave me an idea for an extra edition headline. Extra. Juniper Woods headed for conviction. Scatterbrained attorney to blame. I did fuck up. I picked the wrong piece of evidence. Scatterbrained? If I'm wrong, just say so. There's nothing iffy about it. You're way wrong. Ah! Scatterbrained. Now out with it. Tell me everything you know for Juniper's sake. It was this that I meant to click on. That's the Themis Herald, the paper I publish. What about it? It's a rubber room, but there's no rats. There's no reason to be crazy because there's no rats. Snake ate them all. Yeah, despite all their rage, there's still just a snake in the cage. Yeah. Or the box, I guess. Are you really that dense? This article is full of malicious lies about Junie. It's definitely not something a true friend of hers would write. Cock. You got it all wrong. Another staff member wrote that one. You said you were the only one. I don't think so, Miriam. You even said it yourself a moment ago. Or just a moment ago. It's a one-woman operation. Or did you forget already? Cock. If you just give me the info you have. Stupid pawn. Juniper is just using you. What is wrong with this girl? Now, I want the truth, Miriam. You hide in your box in order to collect gossip for your sleazy paper, isn't that right? You're not really friends with Juniper, are you? No, duh. She's the target of my scoops, and my readers demand dirt. Extra. The dirty little secret of the squeaky clean student council president. Dirty little secret? Alright, what are you planning to say in court, huh? I'm a witness to her part in the crime. I'm going to tell it all in a shocking expose. The end justifies the means. That's my brand of tell-all journalism. They're talking to who I think is a scriptwriter. What is a show or movie that would improve a lot better from script writing? Huh. Let me think. I don't know, I guess it comes down to it, like, you could argue some of the more recent Marvel movies where it's like or not even more recent ones, really just the ones that are, like, too quippy. And the ones that don't really have a lot of, like they don't take the situation seriously enough to really understand the problem, I guess, you know? He works in a literal box, a lot of things could be wrong here. Yeah, there's a few issues. The end justifies the means? Wait a second. In this dark age of the law, many of us embrace Professor Means' methods, even future judges. I've even adopted an end justifies the mean brand of journalism, which includes tape recorders secretly hidden all over campus. Eternals is a good example. I actually haven't seen the Eternals, but I heard nothing particularly good about it, so that's probably a good example, yeah. Secretly recording every last word without anyone being any the wiser. Doesn't she realize that's totally illegal? And then one of them was at the scene of the crime, the art room. Yeah, that's a crime. They just confessed to a crime. That's wiretapping, I think. Maybe, actually, wait, maybe not wiretapping, but definitely like, yeah, that's an issue. You put a tape recorder in the art room? What did it record? You wanna know? You really wanna know? Thank you, Paul. I'm not... Exactly, yeah, it is a crime. It literally is a crime. Like I'd really tell you now. The big scoop comes out in court tomorrow. You're so mean, Miriam. According to my evidence, a fatal fissure had opened up between the three of them. Better than an anal fissure, I'll tell you that. Who? Junie, Hugh, and Robin? And what do you mean by fatal fissure? A rift. A rift apart. Journalism isn't really bad, it's just not good and misses the mark on its storytelling. The way they handled the speedster was kind of awesome. She constantly generates sonic booms because... Yeah, also though, have the Eternals ever, like, come back since then? Because I feel like I haven't heard anything about them, like, being in other Marvel movies. Regardless, you can't have private surveillance on school grounds without anyone being informed. That's super creepy. Yeah, it's creepy, and the purpose of it being specifically to gather dirt on people is just kind of like... no. Juniper, Hugh, and Robin used to be the best of friends. Used to be? They still seem to get along fine to me. I did sense some discord, though. Well, yeah, how do you think they stay in touch over distance? Sa. You don't know anything. Professor Means has his followers and Professor Court had hers. Their influence is inescapable. Are you implying that one of them adheres to that extreme idea that you and Professor Means have? But why would anyone follow that philosophy? Nope, they haven't shown up because I guess they're too unpopular. I guess, yeah. Then there's also the Marvels, which I heard did pretty poorly. I also didn't see that one. I really haven't seen that many of the Marvel movies after Endgame. Really, I've seen like Spider-Man, not Brand New Day, No Way Home, and actually, yeah, that's it. Actually, I also saw the second one, Spider-Man fucking. It was No Way Home, Far From Home, or no, it was Homecoming, No Way Home, and Far From Home. The Home trilogy. But yeah, I've seen Far From Home and No Way Home after Endgame. I have not seen Brand New Day yet. Spider-Man assume it's really good. Yes, that's what I've heard. I've heard really good things about Brand New Day. How could you possibly understand? You're new around here. Miriam, wouldn't you feel better if you came out of the dark and into the light? Sa. I can see fine in here. You'll be the one seeing the light in court tomorrow. Then you realize how guilty Juniper Woods really is. We're gonna have to cross-examine her tomorrow, but I don't know where to start. Well, let's at least take care of what we can today. You're right. Let's see what else we can find out. Like, from her? Alright. If you want to give me a present, slip it through the hole in my box. I don't want to. Or if it's too big, you can open the top and give it that way. So which is it gonna be? There's so many good things about the writing of Brand New Day. I don't feel like watching it, but it's nice to see that we got a good movie with so many Marvel-related cancellations. Hey, maybe we'll eventually get Blade. Eventually. The Marvels is okay. Honestly, a lot of the Marvel fanboys just hate on female leads. Yeah, see, that I don't get, the hating on female leads bit, but like, yeah. I don't know. I'd have to see for myself to really form an opinion on it, because I have not seen it. I've only heard word of mouth, but, yeah. I don't think Captain Marvel was that bad, personally. Like, I don't think it was great, but mainly just because at that point I was mainly just wanting to see Endgame, because I was like, remember, that came out right after Infinity War and right before Endgame. So, it was that and Ant-Man and the Wasp where it was like, I like this, but I mainly just want to see Endgame, you know? Because that was the big thing everyone was waiting for. I don't think there's anything else Miriam can really tell me here. Yeah, it's 50% sexism, 50% people just disliking how they treated their character because she's a female lead. I can kind of get that, yeah. It's been years since I've seen Captain Marvel, so it'd probably be like, you know... I don't think I'd really be affected by the sexism part. But, I don't know. I think, honestly, at some point I should go watch the other Marvel movies after Endgame, just because, like, some of them have to be at least pretty good. It's just that it's, you know, kind of rough not having anything from Endgame. Though I gotta be honest, everything I hear about Doomsday makes me think that Doomsday is probably not going to be a very good movie. It just feels like it's going to be kind of like a fan service thing, and also the thing about how they have, like, 40 characters, and they've got, like... They're, like, rewriting the script as they go. I feel like that's something you needed to build up to more, instead of just having it be like, oh, Doctor Doom shows up in one movie, and that's it, you know? Brand New Day feels more artsy. Like, they actually have lots of shots that feel more like they're from proper movies. That's interesting. Okay, that intrigues me. My script was way more popular than Junie's. Really? Wow, was that the majority opinion? Yep. My behind-the-scenes maneuvers, threats, and deceptions worked like a charm. Okay. Miriam, this may come as a surprise to you, but that's called cheating. Says you. I didn't break the law. You did actually, but not necessarily in this specific scenario. Besides, the end justifies the means. That's what they teach us here. Apparently some people are already thriving in the dark age of the law. You know what, Miriam? I'm gonna leave. Anyway, hallway? No. Lecture hall. Like, too many characters is gonna be bad if you just had to cast 7 main characters. It can, honestly, even 7 can make it to where it's like, you need time to really put them all in the story. I've seen things like that before where it's like, they've got a bunch of characters, and in an effort to put in everyone, they don't really give a lot of screen time to anyone. And because of that, it comes out a little half-baked, as opposed to just, like, having a few main characters, and then, you know, just kind of going all in on them. Though I will say, it also entirely depends on how long the story is. Like, a movie, I feel like sounds a bit rough for that many characters. But if it was like a series, that could work. I think if it was like a 20-episode series, you got like a lot of stuff there. That's a lot of time. Look at Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones had a ton of characters, but they were all, like, to some extent, kind of developed over the course of 8 seasons. It was 8, right? Right? It was... I think it was 8. Granted, the last one kind of biffed it a bit, but either way, you know, they got stuff. October 24th, the Themis Legal Academy, 3rd floor lecture hall. Fantastic Four, Thunderbolts, Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, Brand New Day are the highlights of the post-end game. See, that's what I've heard, yeah. I've not seen any of those, but I've heard good things about all of them. And I guess technically Deadpool 3, if you want to throw that in there, which I think was post-Endgame? Right, it would have been, because that was... Loki came before that, and then... Yeah, okay, yeah. I've also seen Loki, so I've seen that. I've seen season 1 of Loki, I should say. I haven't seen season 2. They're being very cagey with the length of Doomsday, so it's going to be about 3 hours, maybe longer. It could also be like a part 1 and part 2 kind of thing. Because let's be real, a villain like Doctor Doom, especially if they have that many characters in this, they gotta give Doom some actual time, like Thanos. You know, you gotta, like... Granted, Thanos only had 2 movies there between, like, Infinity War and Endgame, but he got a pretty fleshed out, like, character thing. I think with Doctor Doom, you need... Yeah, I am going to watch all of those. Those I've actually heard very good things about. I think with Doctor Doom, though, you do need to have a bit more screen time, at least, like, 2 movies, because, truly... Doctor Doom is a character you want to... Like, if you're building him as, like, the next big villain, you need to have him do stuff. If they separated character arc like Spider-Verse, it ended up doing pretty well, I think. That'd be true, yeah. There you go. I think that would work pretty well. Hell, bring in Miles. Make that a whole thing. Oh yeah, I was gonna say, wasn't there like a Spider-Man King in Black movie where they're gonna have him fight either Null or have him do like the whole Venom thing at some point, or was that canceled? Or changed in the Brand New Day? I could have sworn that was brought up at some point. October 24th. Oh, I already read that. Yep. Look, there's Hugh. Hey, Hugh.
Oh, it's you two. Do you want something?
Did you find anything? You said you were going to do some investigating of your own. They might just be counting on you knowing RDJ as Iron Man, having his character experience the same Iron Man, but turning him Doctor Doom instead. Yeah... I don't know, I feel like that'd be like... I'm a little iffy, honestly, on them casting RDJ as Doctor Doom, just because it feels like one of those things where it's like don't get me wrong, I loved RDJ as Iron Man. I think it's one of those things where I don't think anyone could play the character better than him. But... You know... It just feels weird to bring him back for this. I would love live action Miles Morales. Yeah, there's potential there. There's a lot of stuff. Everyone loves him in Spider-Verse. He's a very popular character for good reason. Why not? You know, if you're already gonna expand like Marvel stuff, have a whole like duality thing with him and Peter, you know? I'm granted Peter's not as like I guess old as far as timeline wise. Normally they have him be more of a mentor to Miles, but like I don't know, maybe it could be like a buddy cop thing. I don't know. There's potential, I think. Hey, maybe like flip it around and have Miles be the older one. Just a thought. Granted, it go against the lore, but hey, it's the MCU. They always go against the lore, kinda. Well, not always, but you know what I mean. Nope, nothing yet. I'm afraid it's not looking very good for Juniper. You don't really think Juniper could have done something like this, do you? Zen and the Art of Mastering the Bar Exam. Civil law, corporate law, criminal law. I can't read who wrote the book. Only the author and the victim knew the contents of the script. Both the stage and the art room were in the exact same state as described therein. Why does he look like someone straight out of Persona instead of Ace Attorney? He does look like a Persona character. Maybe it's the outfit, but like he does look like Persona 1. Like Naoya. Like the main character. Or something like that. Nobody could mimic the crime like that unless they'd already read the script. Or wrote it. But look, Professor Means is better able to handle this than you two. So just leave it to him. There it is again. Picking up some discord in Hugh's voice. Hugh, would you mind telling us a little bit about yourself? Whatever. I'm 6'1", and under this uniform, I'm 100% lean muscle. They rolled it. Oh, yeah, I totally agree with you. I feel like they tried to move on from the original Avengers, but fans didn't like the introductions of young cast like Hawkeye and Miss Marvel, so they rolled it back for Doomsday. Yeah. Honestly, I would have respected them a little more for just sticking with it. I realize people didn't like it as much, but that's where, you know, you adapt, you change it up a little bit. You know, like, I like the old cast a lot, but I feel like Endgame gave most of them a suitable, like, end to their whole thing. You know, I think it's okay to just kind of let them go. Plus, you still have Peter Parker as Spider-Man, you know? You could work into making him kind of the new leader, or at least, like, part of it. Something there. Everyone loves Spider-Man. Also, X-Men. Just gonna bring that one up. I think do they have the rights to that now? I could have sworn that was like a whole thing. I want my Young Avengers on the big screen. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Build up a new team. Have their arcs be a new thing. Right? You don't have to go with the general Marvel formula of like, you know, you start off the movie, the villain is like kind of like a reflection of the hero and whatnot. You know, let's say like Peter, you got Siri, you got actually I never saw Black Panther 2, I should clarify it. I don't know. Yeah, they're in Doomsday. Okay, yeah. There's a lot of characters, ultimately. And I'm not saying that's guaranteed to be bad, it's just that I am a little apprehensive because that sounds like that's kinda, you know. That sounds like they may be overstuffing it. Granted, we'll see. It could turn out great. I'm just saying. My grades are outstanding and I'm the ace of the archery club. Needless to say, I never miss my mark. Oh, and I'm incredibly humble too. Oh really? Yeah, I got that impression. How can he even say that with a straight face? Those around me call me a genius, but I pay them no mind. He vaguely reminds me of Edgeworth, but not in like a good way. Well, Connor from this game and Connor from Detroit, I can't tell who's hotter. I can see thinking this guy's attractive, but I also feel like his personality kinda... I think they were going to do Young Avengers, but Kang the Conqueror being cancelled because of Jonathan Majors caused them to have to switch everything. Yeah, I heard about that. That was a whole... I mean, honestly, at that point, I would have just recast. Personally, I think that would have been the move to go for. It's like, hey, that could have been a whole thing, but then, yeah, no, I agree. That, Connor from Detroit, let him analyze me anytime. Hank, I found this thing. Shut up. I liked Connor and Hank and Detroit Become Human. Those were the best part of the game, honestly. I like them a lot. But when it comes to tests, I always get 100%, so I suppose it's only natural for them to say I'm a genius. But as I said before, I pay them no mind. I heard you the first time. But what about the mock trial? It sounded like you were about to lose to Robin. There's a very good reason for that. You see, right before... Okay, honestly, I said the professor earlier was probably the killer. It might be this guy. This guy seems vaguely killerish. You could be radioactive wasteland and first one and down for it as long as they were ultimate. They were. You understand the lack of high standards. I feel like you should have higher standards. Believe more in the power of the human spirit or something, I don't know. You see, right before the mock trial started, I saw the body. You saw the body? That might have been Athena, I might have messed that up. Right, and I was also so distraught that I basically handed Robin a victory. Hugh, would you mind telling us a little more about that? Right before the mock trial, the campus was empty. Everyone was here in the lecture hall. Kind of funny, because I restarted the game when I accidentally killed Connor in the first mission. I misclicked the choice and wanted to restart. I didn't realize he comes to life until the end. Yeah, Connor... I also messed him up multiple times where he wound up dying. And, yeah. That happens. Believe me, I get it. Right before the mock trial, the campus was empty. Everyone was here in the lecture hall. Your attention, please. Mock trial will begin shortly. All students head to... That's right. There was that announcement and then everyone came in here. The only exceptions were the mock trial participants. Juniper, Robin, and I were in our personal dressing rooms next door. Wow, your own personal dressing rooms? That's a total VIP treatment. No, that's total VIP treatment. Actually, they're for student-teacher meetings. They don't even have windows. The other two waited patiently in their rooms, but that's not my style. So I headed over to the archery range on the other side of the quad. I did some meditation while I waited. Then, just before the mock trial was to start, I headed back toward the main building. As I walked across the quad, I passed in front of the stage. So, that's when you saw the body? Right. It was quite a shock. As much as I hate to admit it, my legs were shaking. I could have easily beaten Robin if it hadn't been for that. Wait, hold it right there. You went through with the mock trial even though you had just discovered a body? Why didn't you tell anyone? I mean, we're talking about someone getting killed here. I think I know why. Was it because of this? Where'd you get that? So this article in the Themis Herald is true. The winner of the mock trial would get to make his confession to Junie. Right. If I reported the body I'd found, the whole thing would be called off. You really wanted to win that bad? Bad enough to ignore a dead body? Look, you don't understand. Junie could be like a fantastic girl. That's what I'm saying. Granted, Apollo apparently has caught her eye, so hey, that's a whole thing. But yeah. Maybe Junie is just an amazing conversationalist when she's not coughing and sniffing a flower. Sorry, but that's not normal. None of this is normal. Or could their love for Junie really be that strong? What if he's actually in love with Robin? And he was trying to stop Robin from confessing to Junie. There's an idea. Bet you didn't see that coming. Probably not, but we'll see. Thanks for sharing that important piece of information with us. By the way, Junie's gonna be in love with me in like a year. Anyway, it may prove useful at tomorrow's trial. Good. Because that's all I have to say about the matter. Thanks. And don't worry, we'll prove Juniper's innocence, you'll see. I can't say to inspire much confidence. Okay, Athena, what next? Well, I think I've talked to everyone who's somehow linked to the case. Okay, maybe it's about time we wrapped up our investigation. Oh, wait, we haven't met with Junie yet. Yeah, you're right. Let's head over to the detention center. The detention center. Oh, damn. I cannot talk. Well, Connor feels like Byakuya from Danganronpa if he had Kyoko's talent. Yeah, that's a great way to describe him. He certainly is arrogant as Byakuya, at least outwardly. I found the body in the quad, and then I went to the class trial so that way I could win Junie's heart. By the way, it is insane. Again, that Danganronpa 2x2, or 2x2, or whatever, how you want to pronounce it, brought back fucking everyone for the English dub, much less Byakuya's actor, or the fact that, like, he apparently, his last role before this was playing Byakuya in V3. He literally just comes out of retirement to play Byakuya when they keep bringing him back. Oh, man. Would not change it for the world, man. Just, by God. Great stuff. And the video they released where they had all the actors, like, doing the voice for the characters, that's just incredible. I love that. Anywho, October 24th, Detention Center Visitors Room. I should really play Danganronpa, I've been wanting to spoilers for years. Oh, yeah. If you like fun mystery stuff, it has some similar feeling to Zero Escape at some points, so I would say, I think you'd like it. Granted, it's usually a little less serious than Zero Escape in some aspects, but, like, I think overall Danganronpa is a great series. I like it a lot. I suppose when people say that's not normal, everyone has a different standard than what's normal. Well, yeah, some things are universally agreed normalities, not everything is. I agree with that, though I will clarify, seeing a dead body and then being like, okay, but if I talk to people about the dead body, the trial will be called off, then I won't get to confess to the girl I like. I feel as though the body takes precedence in that scenario. Just gonna put that one out there. I agree with what you're saying, but in this particular case, we also need to acknowledge that what he did was probably not the best thing to do. October 24th, Detention Center Visitors Room. Fina, thank you so much for coming. She called me Tina like she used to. Maybe she's finally letting her guard down. Actually, wait, hold on. How, just so I can check, Apollo's 23, Phoenix is 34, Lucy's 16, he's 45, okay, yeah, believable, 47. Okay, so she's 18. How old is... Actually, wait, how old is Athena? She's graduated, she's like... Athena's probably 18, right? I was kind of wondering what, like, the ages of all the characters were, because I was thinking, like, they've known each other for a while at this point. Maybe she's finally letting her guard down. She has a very wide frown. I was gonna say smile, but that's not a smile. Junie, the crime's unfolding exactly like your script. Any idea what's going on here? We wanted to make it fair, so the script was kept secret until the day of the mock trial. And the only people who knew the details were Professor Cord and I. Being absolutely dick is a professional full-time job, even if you're retired. That is true. That is very true. They hate for the love of the game! Nothing we haven't heard already so far. However... Yes? What is it, Junie? Well, there was this one article in the school paper. Seen the anime, so I know what to expect, but I'm just waiting for it to go on sale. Oh yeah, that's a good idea. You can usually get the entire series for, like... I don't even know how much I got it for, but that was like 6 years ago. It goes on sale pretty constantly. And with the, actually, for the second one, you might want to wait for the remake to come out, because that gets you both the original one and then also the new one. So basically, the way I'd put it is like, they're remaking the second game, and you get the original route for the game, and then they're also adding a new route that has different stuff happen. So if you want to wait for that, at the very least, I would think that that's probably the way to go for, just because it will be the original and then also the new stuff. Well, there was this one article in the school paper. You mean this one? It's more like a tabloid piece than a newspaper article, if you ask me. I've been worried that the trial would wreck the friendship between Robin, Hugh, and me. Wouldn't it be Robin, Hugh, and I? Or... No, it'd be me. Never mind, I messed it up. Well, 45-year-old man has excellent skin. I need that skincare routine. I think he's made of stone. So, whatever that would be. I guess just, like, look into Medusa's eyes, I suppose. She wants to stay friends, but both of the guys are hoping to take it to the next level. Oh, the passion of high school drama. I wish I could have experienced it. And I know I shouldn't have, but I revised the script to favor the prosecution. Oh, so she picked which one she wanted. But Professor Court noticed it immediately and changed it back. Ah, so if Robin had won, he wouldn't have been able to confess his love to Junie. That would have kept the trio's relationship the same. Never knew Junie could be so devious. Sorry. Oh, no, wait, okay, so she was... Robin wasn't trying to confess to her, only Hugh was. Okay, yeah, I got it. I guess my personal problems probably won't be of any help in court, right? Uh-huh. You never know. Help often comes from the most unexpected places. Thanks, Juniper. I was wondering about that awl you had on you when you were arrested. The suspect's pocket. Yep, the ice pick. There's blood on this. Yep. Oh, yep. It was the murder weapon from the mock trial. Danganronpa 2x2. Yep, that's the one. That's coming out at some point next year, but you know, it's like you got time. Don't worry about it. Oh yeah, just like when they say UDG, they mean Ultra Despair Girls. Apparently that game is pretty bad. So just go for like 1, 2x2, and then V3. And then you're good. Professor Court and I were prepping it at the art room until the day before the trial. I think I played like Shoot a Danganronpa thing for the PS Vita. Oh, yeah, so you actually have played that then. I think. That is... It's funny that that's the one you've played. I haven't even played it, but I've heard pretty rough things about it. I didn't even realize I still had it on me until I was arrested. And we've nothing to worry about. There shouldn't be any way to link it to the crime. Still, that blood-red color on the awl bothers me. Wasn't it just paint or something? I mean, I was looking at it from pretty far away, but... It probably was just paint, but that's what bothers me. It wasn't on the awl when we were prepping it yesterday. It wasn't? Then how and when did it get on there? Well, before the mock trial began, I showed Thena and Mr. Wright to the waiting room. Then I went back to my dressing room to get the trial props we were going to use. That's when I found the art room key and the awl with what looked like blood on it. A key and the awl? Professor Court normally is the art room key since she's the Fine Arts Club's advisor. And since that key was there in the dressing room, I thought she was the one who had painted the awl to look like it had blood on it. After all, she always insisted that the props should be realistic, so... Well, it's my feels something you'd see in a Minecraft animation. Yeah, kinda, yeah. I see what you mean. The awl suddenly shows up on the day of the trial with what looks like blood on it. I have a really bad feeling about this. Me too. Well, let's not jump the gun on this. You and Professor Court were busy preparing for the mock trial together yesterday, right? Was that the last time you saw her? Yes, I left school at around 6 p.m. Did you notice anything different about her? No, I didn't notice anything out of the ordinary. She looked and acted the same as always. I would have never guessed she'd end up like this. Looks like we're about out of time. Thank you for coming to see me. We'll do everything we can to prove you innocent tomorrow. I know. And I believe in you, Thena. Oh, I should go now. Bye. It was a birthday gift, so I don't blame the person. No, I get it, yeah. Is she gonna be alright? She's like a shadow of the girl we met back at the academy. The Junie I knew was always like that. A little weak and sickly. But the fact that she's lifted her facade shows that she trusts us. The reason I hate UDG is because of the rampant child abuse in that game. I've seen some lines from it, and even if they're taken out of context, they're still... Oof. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'll give it a shot at some point if people think it'd be funny for me to do that. We'll see. Even still, what is it? Well, when Junie and her two friends were talking about their friendship, I sensed some discord in their hearts. Seriously? Yeah, but it was really faint.